Hi you guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to talk about some of the ways, not all the ways, but some of the ways your life is going to instantly improve if you move to Southern Missouri. Moving to Southern Missouri is the best thing I've ever done for my family. The first benefit is that your tax bill is going to seriously decrease. I would say that overall, expect to pay a third or a fifth of what you were paying in taxes if you came from a state like California like I did. For me personally, I'm paying a quarter of the amount of land taxes compared to what I was paying in California. The second benefit is that just in general, your dollar will go farther here. And what I have found is that that is really, you're gonna find that in pretty much every part of your life, that things just cost less here and you can really get more bang for your buck. So the third benefit is directly connected really to the first two, which is that your quality of life will go up while your need for income will go down. For those of you that have felt like that burden of an ever increasing amount of income that you have to make and your quality of life is just going down, 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 then you know what I'm talking about is truly beneficial. Now, all of us have experienced this to some degree with just inflation. Like, it is harder. You have to work harder to just maintain your life. But I have made more money than I'm making this year, which I'm doing very well. I've made more money, almost double, in California, and my quality of life was not even close to what. And I'm gonna say quality of life in terms of like the home I'm living in, the amount of like fun things I can do with the kids, just across the board. Quality of life is higher, and my income, like I said, is almost half of some of my highest producing years in California. The fourth benefit is that because we are such a conservative area, you are gonna feel a camaraderie here and a connection here that you've probably never felt before in like your general community if you come from a blue state. I just want to say for me, it was like so stark because I came from such liberal communities in California where I couldn't even, like, you can't speak out against abortion or say that you're Christian without literally being like classified as insane. And I'm not exaggerating, literally. Like, people are like, oh my God, you are crazy. People will come at you with such hatred if you speak on either of those, just in general, like God or like pro-life, that you actually feel like you might get assaulted. So that will not happen here. And instead, the amount of like-mindedness and support, and also like the opportunity to work on amazing things here. Like, we even have amazing like politicians, local and state level, that live here that are working tirelessly like for the benefit of humanity in the kingdom, and that's incredible. And connected to that, the fifth benefit is that you will find yourself actually pretty consistently supporting state government policies. Now, for me, I've mentioned that I'm very radical, I'm very far right, so I'm not like a huge fan of government. Like, I'm definitely like smaller government is better. I'm not an anarchist. I do believe that we should have government and governance. I think it's actually quintessentially human. There's always been governance, even tribes have governance, right? It's human. But I believe in like small and well-balanced and checked government. But what's crazy is since living here, like in terms of, it changed this last election, but in terms previously of abortion bans and of like gun laws, relating to like seizure and things that are really important. Right now I have talked about like gold and silver as legal tender. There's so much that happens at the state level that is just so awesome. And I can't believe how many speeches I've heard from our state representatives that I was like so passionate and so fired up and like, yes, brother, yes, sister, you're speaking my language. For me, in politics, that is very rare. Very rare that I literally feel inspired by politicians. And the sixth benefit is sort of connected to that as well, which at the local level, you will enjoy in general just a less restrictive government. And I just want to give another story that just happened that kind of shows how different it is here, which is that in Mansfield, just like a couple days ago, there was like 200 people that came together. I'm gonna assume a lot of them were Christian and a lot of churches came together, and they were praying for a little girl that just went in for brain surgery. And it became very passionate, and there was prayer warriors, it was being taken seriously. And at some point, the group kind of overflowed onto the highway and momentarily blocked traffic to ask people to pray for the little girl who was about to go into surgery. And it was a beautiful thing, I was told, like just so moving. The police came, the police waved at everyone, like let everyone know that they were so happy that people were like, praying from their hearts for this little girl, and then left. Which in my world, like in California, people would have been beaten up by the police. I cannot stress how much different the police response would have been in California than it was here. And if there's anyone who's like thinking, oh, like I don't want to be delayed because people are praying for a little girl's life, then please don't move here. If you live here, please move away. Please don't subscribe to this channel. Don't watch these videos. Like, we are not kin. Like, our souls are not made of the same material, and we don't need to interact whatsoever. And the seventh benefit is that you will enjoy abundance of local food if you are willing to seek it out. The eighth benefit is that if you're a Christian, you are going to be faced with a challenge of feeling torn between which home church you're going to pick, and then making so many friends that want you to go to different churches that like you feel drawn like to go to a bunch of different churches, and you're going to be like me and you're kind of like have your home-based church but then church hop for the people that you love in other churches. And yeah, really, I guess the only problem there is indecision. But then the other thing that I've been thinking about is like how we can come together more. So like, what if we took that problem and we flipped it on its head and we figured out how to unite the churches more? The ninth benefit is that you are going to feel medical and religious freedom here like you've never experienced probably in your life if you've moving from a blue state. I'm gonna say a joke. You're going to feel religious freedom in Southern Missouri as long as you are a conservative Christian. That is such a joke. I honestly want to tell you this story because I have had a client who asked me if they should worry about their family moving here because of like their race and their belief system. And I said, you know what? Actually, no. The one thing that I have seen bigoted is conservative values. Like, no matter what faith or denomination you come from, and definitely no matter what race you come from, as long as you really like uphold the local value system, then everyone gets along. And I have seen amazing like solidarity between groups that are incredibly different and even have histories of not getting along. And what's ironic is actually those clients ended up moving out and they love it here. And they are from two different nationalities, right? Ethnicities. And they have never felt any kind of backlash here. And they're just enjoying why they moved here, which is because they wanted to live in a red state. They wanted to experience what that was like. And for them, their life is flourishing now. Okay, so the 10th benefit that I'm going to talk about really has to do with the video I just put out that was like top reasons preppers are moving to Southern Missouri in the Ozarks. And I'm going to say that the 10th benefit is that if something does come down the pipe, you might be part of the remnant that survives here in the Ozarks. That's an intense thing to say. I've got no evidence to back it up. It just seems to be what thousands of people literally believe. And I would say hundreds have personally told me. No evidence there, just some people, a good collection of people have a gut feeling. So if that happens, that would be a pretty big benefit. Okay, you guys, this video was short and sweet. I've got a 2-hour drive to go to showings and I better get on the road. Thank you for sticking with me for this whole video. Like and subscribe if you're not. That really helps the channel to grow. And if you want to talk about the next best phase of your life, go ahead and look for my information. It's always in the description and we can start a conversation. Awesome. Until next time, you guys. Bye.